All right, welcome back to Dadonomics, the podcast where we talk about dad stuff and we don't talk about economics. This is episode 2, and I'm Josh.
And I'm CJ.
We just want to start by saying that we really appreciate all the support we had on episode 1. Glad you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoy this episode and all the ones in the future.
Yeah, definitely. Huge outreach on the first one. It was really great, and we really appreciate it and really excited to keep bringing more, stories to you and hopefully some useful information. Josh and I both got a YouTube set up as you're watching this. If you're listening in on the Spotify, you already know the Spotify exists, and Josh has been doing a really good job at incorporating an Instagram for us as well. Hashtag, or what is it, at Dadonomics 20?
At Dadonomics 23, I think.
At Dadonomics 23. Awesome. So I'll link it all down in the bio when we release this video, but we would appreciate it if you check out any and all socials. So,
all right.
I know we both had orange chicken, right?
I was about to say today's National Orange Chicken Day, and it's been the first time I've had orange chicken, and God, it feels like a couple years, and it's worth it.
Really? Man, I feel like
So
I put
good.
all the time. When I was building houses maybe like 10 miles north of where I live now, and there's a Panda Express over there, and I swear I was there it was twice a week for sure, and it was always orange chicken. So good.
I've been on this like low carb keto thing for so long now. Like I'm so tired today, and I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that I just ate as many carbs as I have in the past year in one sitting.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, so it hits you that quick?
Oh, dude, it's rough.
I did keto
It's
too.
rough.
It was so long ago, though. I forgot what it was like when I was having those, intermittent cheat days.
Dude, they're never worth it. It's like, well, they are worth it. Like the orange chicken was worth it, but like the remainder of today is not going to be great.
So what all was on your plate?
Like a pound and a half of chow mein and 2 servings of orange chicken.
Oh, you doubled up on the orange chicken? Nice.
Oh God, yeah, it's orange chicken day, dude. What else am I supposed to do? Get teriyaki chicken? What kind of blasphemy is that?
Well, I guess I'm blasphemous. I had the honey walnut shrimp as my second side.
You degenerate.
I know. It's the worst. I paid extra to break protocol. What's wrong with me?
Dude, you paid extra
Well, they charge
to
you
get
extra for the
something.
shrimp.
See, you could have gotten just a normal price, orange chicken on Orange Chicken Day. But here you are, walnut shrimp.
Well,
It's like my wife.
Yeah.
My wife got crab rangoons. What the hell is wrong with her?
She got the apps. Hey, man, my wife will go crazy over some crab rangoons too, though, so I definitely understand that. You know what's funny? You mentioned that, though, is they actually threw an egg roll in my thing, and it was pretty good. It was like a little
Really?
little orange chicken surprise.
They just gave you a free egg roll?
Yeah, and I mean, I went back and looked at the receipt, and I was wondering, something needs to be done, because I know we said we don't talk about economics or anything, but geez, I got my plate, I got the wife a bowl, and it was $23. Oh, I got a root beer too.
The root beer is what did it.
Yeah, the root beer just really set it over the top. But I was thinking, I was like, man, back when, we used to eat more fast food and kind of meals like that, I swear that was like, for me to go by myself, maybe an $8 or $9 venture. Now you're talking
Yeah.
$11, $50, $12 per person.
Well, I mean, you remember back in high school where you'd ride around with like just the a la carte thing of orange chicken?
I do remember. Yeah. Oh man.
I think it was like $5 for a big one back then. Really, what I mean, it couldn't have been more than that. We were broke as hell.
Now I think it's 5 for the small one.
That's insane, man.
It's nuts.
See, this is why I don't eat carbs. I can't afford them.
You can't afford the carbs. You would think that all this like lab created food would, be more inexpensive, but who's to say?
Well,
Right?
I think they want us to start eating, what is it, bugs and stuff.
I don't know about
Isn't
that.
that
What was
you haven't
that?
seen that?
No, not
The whole
yet.
thing about how what is it, like meat's getting hard to source, so we should eat bugs because they're high in protein. You know what? They're going to overprice the bugs.
You think
Can't afford orange chicken.
think-
Orange bug's going to be expensive as hell.
Oh, orange bug. Oh man, I can't imagine if they started actually seasoning up bug meat like that. But hey, you may be onto something. They may start doing that. Speaking of money,
man.
though, I blew some money this week. Prime Day? Are you kidding me?
What'd you get?
Dude, just all the dumb stuff. But like, that's the problem with Prime, right? There's just, oh my gosh, they have everything, and then it's 1-2 day shipping, whatever the difference is, in whatever product you choose. But I bought a lamp, I bought some microphones, I bought a splitter, I bought a Wi-Fi card for my computer, bought my kids some shoes, just like things that we didn't need. And then I was like, oh, that's a good deal. Actually, no, there's one thing that I got. I got this, like, it's shaped like an egg. And you can put 7 eggs inside of it and boil them. Now, it gets better than that. I know that wasn't very exciting. It also has 2 little accessory trays in there. One's, like, split into 2 sides. And you crack the egg into those. And it poaches the eggs. Then you just take that accessory out. And there's a flat tray that's just like a Petri dish looking thing. You scramble up an egg, dump it in there, sprinkle in a little bit of cheese, a little bit of bacon, a little bit of black, peppers, onions, whatever. And it makes you a dang omelet. It was $11 on Prime Day.
I don't know if I'm impressed or concerned with
My
your
level
love
of
eggs.
excitement.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too. I mean, that's, we're talking about trying to get like mass amounts of protein in easy in the morning, man. Eggs are an easy way to do it. And
That's true.
yeah, I mean, I know you could use the other 2 trays for doing like egg whites if you were specifically trying to isolate protein. But if you just want an egg, I mean, yesterday I did 2 poached eggs, boiled 3 eggs, and I ate all 5 eggs. So I don't know. I like eggs.
I could tell.
Do you not like eggs?
I like eggs. Trust me. I eat eggs every morning, but when I speak about my eggs, I don't come with the level of like ferocity and enthusiasm that you do.
I have
Like
to.
you're talking about, you're like brushing over things. Like I got my kid's shoes, but let me tell you about this damn egg thing.
That is true. I was a little hype about the egg maker. Maybe
okay.
it's just me finding a way to like justify it, because maybe if the wife goes back and watches this, because at first when I got it, she's like, that is stupid, no more kitchen appliances, because you have an appliance for everything. Well, now when she goes back and hears this, she'll be like, oh, I guess it was a good little $11 spent.
Either that or she's going to come back and look at this and be like, my husband is an idiot.
Well, that's known.
It happens.
Did you guys get anything off of Prime Day, or do you know anybody that got anything crazy off of there?
I am very proud to say, for the first year, and this is going to surprise some people that listen to this that know me well, I did not even get on Prime.
That's
Prime
awesome.
Day.
That is very impressive. I don't know how you don't. What
Dude,
about
it was hard.
because like what made it even harder is like I thought I had everything done, right? And I was like, I bought like 5 or 6 things, and I was like, okay, I'm not getting on Prime anymore. Then I start scrolling through Instagram or TikTok or something. And it's like 5 accessories that you need from Amazon Prime Day. So then I'm like, well, they're right. I do need an egg boiler.
There's this TikTok, and it's like this older couple, and that's all they do is they have like an Amazon affiliate program, I guess. I'm assuming they're making money from Amazon. But it's like every day they post a new thing. Items you may or may not need from Amazon. And I don't know, half the shit they post, I'm like, this is so dumb. But when I see them talk about it, I'm like, I do want that.
Yep.
Like, these old people have inspired me to buy this.
That's exactly what it was. It's like I see other things, I'm like, I didn't need that, but I do. I don't know. It's a weird thing to describe, but Amazon's got it dialed in because they've got who knows how many people signed up for it. And I mean, I know I'm paying a monthly subscription to be able to get 2-day shipping, which is such a like privileged first world thing. Now that I'm like thinking back on it, I'm like, I'm spending money to get like this luxury of getting something faster because I'm too impatient to wait. And that's like how we've been programmed to just be like, hey, we need this and we need it now. And I think
what's so bad is that if it does not show up by that second day, how pissed off you're going to be.
I don't even want to go into it. Amy was giving me a hard time yesterday calling me a male Karen because I had ordered, and again, it's completely, there's no need for it. So I got, it's a wireless receiver for your iPhone, and it plugs into it, and then it's got 2 like wireless lapel mics that you can put on your shirt. So I want to use those for, next time you and I are like in a place together, we can like go out and about, have the phone recording, and then have good quality audio as we're talking on it. So I have no need for it right now. I have no need for it in the next week. And I'm not going to go start doing field interviews with random strangers. So, what's the rush for me to get it? But I was told that it was delayed by a week. So I got it on, what was Prime Day? It was the 11th and the 12th. It was supposed, so I got it on the second day. It was supposed to arrive by the 14th. Well, then I get the thing saying that it was delayed. So I'm like, okay, cool. It'll come on the 15th. It'll come on Monday, whatever. No, delayed by a whole week. And so to your point, I'm just immediately like, what? But no, I bought it on Prime. I need it now. And so, yep, I'm ashamed to admit, but I got on with Amazon customer service, and I was like, you guys need to give me a free month of the Prime.
Oh, you did it all.
I did it all. I didn't get it. So, but I will say I doubled down, right? So then he's like, well, we don't give away free months of Prime for delayed items anymore. Now we give a discount, or not a discount. They give you a promotional, like, I don't know, balance of some sort. It's like a gift card, but not. So it's $5 for an item that's delayed. And I was like, well, there's 2 microphones. And he's like, would you? I swear. And I wish I would have like screenshot the messages. But yeah, now if you go to my Amazon account, I have a $10 promotional credit added because I was able to weasel my way into.
You got 1 credit per microphone.
Hey man, so
God.
now I got $10. I'm gonna go on there and buy something else that I don't need.
That's the only way to do it. It's free money.
Yeah. Hey, and then what?
I expect, the greatest thing I've ever purchased off Amazon, and my wife will disagree with me, my sister will disagree with me, and anybody who's seen me in these will disagree. But my opinion, best thing I've ever bought, and I'm so sad to say that they're no longer with us.
Oh.
Fish slides.
I have seen those on you in like some random picture.
Yep, at the lake, bro. Those are my lake slides.
I know exactly. It's like a big mouth bass, and you slide your foot into the mouth of the fish, right? What happened to him? Did you lose him in the lake?
No. That would be a way better story.
Uh-oh.
But no, they just they're kind of made like shit, so they.
They already fell apart.
Yeah, well, I mean, I had them for a solid summer, and I wore them things everywhere.
I can see.
Like I said, anybody who saw me in it might disagree, but my opinion, best purchase ever. I have in my cart right now lobster slides.
Lobster slides?
Oh yeah, they're red. They're banging. So that's going down.
Same thing. Does your feet come in like where the head of the lobster would be? So you're just flopping these little tails.
Yep.
I love it.
And they have shark ones too. It's gonna be next summer's.
I'm gonna guess the wife is just as unenthused with the lobster slides as she is with the fish slides.
Now, granted, she thinks they're funny.
Well, that's good.
But good purchase? Probably not in her mind. I know my sister was embarrassed as hell to see me in those things, and I pushed them on everybody.
That's funny. Do they make them for kids?
I'm sure.
That would be funny for you to bring home to the wife. Like you walk in and you've got them on, and then your kiddo walks in wearing a pair too, just flopping little lobster tails around the house.
It's going down now. As soon as we're done with this, I'm going on Amazon.
Amazon, there it is. There's the plug. If you haven't sponsored us yet, Amazon, consider it.
I'm gonna find out what company makes these slides, and I'm really gonna push hard for that promotion.
Actually, yeah, that's a closer branch to grab, I would think, trying to get sponsored by the maker of the fish and lobster slides than by, Amazon.
I mean, theoretically speaking,
yeah,
you could join an affiliate program on your own and then just call it a sponsorship.
Yeah, that's true.
Have you really thought about that? Like when it comes to these podcasts and they're all like, we're sponsored by this. You really could just go on any website, start an affiliate program, put the link somewhere and be like, I'm sponsored.
That's
This
true.
company has no idea who you are, but technically speaking, that's a sponsorship, is it not?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, you're getting some sort of reward for doing what you do here and promoting it, and then that sounds like it to me. So with that being said, if anybody needs to get some Pokemon cards graded, we are affiliated with PCG. So, but no, you remember that I did that affiliate program with them and got some cards back and was just like, whatever. So I don't know that I'm gonna follow up with that.
I don't know why, but it's like the whole idea, your podcast, you've made it when you get sponsored by Manscaped. Like you made, that's how you know you've made it. And I know we're a long way away from that. Hold on now.
You gotta save
But
them,
I have spent hours thinking about how we could do that promotion. Like, people say the little funny things about, when it comes to Manscaped. Bro, I'm telling you, when the day comes, when we are going to have the most ridiculous Manscaped commercial known to man.
I like it. So we're going to make the commercial, not just plug shout out, the commercial.
Well, I'm talking like we'll be like, moment from our sponsors, and then it flashes over to another screen, and it's going to be our commercial.
Oh, we're just
going
to
do it in public with your lapel mics.
Yeah, see, that's why we needed them. So, no, that's great. I actually have never used any of those products. They're intimidating. I'm afraid of. I know they talk about not nicking your bag, but I don't know.
I don't want to give any free publicity because we ain't getting paid yet.
There you go.
By Manscaped.
Good
But
point.
them damn things are good.
Oh, well, there's the publicity. Nice. Well, good to know. Um, I don't even really know how to recover from that.
There is no recovery from that. All right, let's see here.
Shifting gears.
How's that Dr. Pepper?
It's root beer. Remember, I got a root beer from Panda Express.
Oh, that's right.
I
That's
just
right.
moved it over to the cup because again, you don't sponsor me. I'm not going to put your cup on the video, so I had to move it over to my little Walmart cup there.
Because we're sponsored by Walmart now.
Well, it doesn't say Walmart on it, so I guess that's my philosophy.
That works.
Yeah, but
Oh, I've been waiting to hear
what about?
for about a week now how your Chuck E. Cheese experience was.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's actually been almost a week. Last Sunday was the first time I took my son to Chuck E. Cheese. You've been with your daughter before?
No, I have not.
So last time you probably went was like when you were a kid, right?
Yeah, yeah. They had it was like the old '90s animatronic
Meth rat,
robots. Yeah,
dude. That
yeah.
old rat. Like I'm actually kind of glad that's not a thing now, because that old meth rat was creepy. But no, they have new. Well, I don't know if they have like a band anymore, but like what they did this time is they played like music over the speaker, and then like the Chucky came out. I don't know if he's a rat or a mouse, but I think he was a rat, and I think now he's a mouse because, like I said, the last one was a little bit, and now he's like a. But yeah, so one of the coolest things was, I mean, obviously the kid had a blast, but it was just really interesting to see all of the different parents. And I know that was like a big topic of why we were going to do this, for like different perspectives and experiences that we're having as parents. So it was neat to see other people's. So with us being there for the first time, having no idea what to expect, like we were kind of like the proverbial helicopter parents and just like on top of the dude all the time and like making sure like he didn't get in the way of other kids trying to have fun. He didn't run around like with some adult who's going to just like snatch him or something or do something weird because we're super paranoid. And it was fun. I mean, he had a good time. He played a bunch of games and like I don't know, maybe he's like a little ADD or something, but he'd like start one thing and like we had a little card and we're trying to like do it with him and show him how to do it. And he's just like, meow, and like goes and runs the other way and starts doing something else. And then, oh my God, you never realize, you remember the picture, you take the picture and then it like draws it out on pencil for you.
Mm-hmm.
You do not know how slow that thing is until you are in there trying to hold your kid down for a photo. Dude, it was like, I do think that it was at least 2 minutes, but you and I both know holding a kid down for 2 minutes for a picture, not going to happen.
That's an eternity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, wife and I, we look pretty good in the little pencil picture, and then he's just like I don't even, he just ended up looking crazy. But then, so you've got the kids that are just like screaming and running around, being pure chaos, like pushing other kids out of the way of machines and playing. And then their parents will be following them around, trying to like stop them and be like, "Hey, don't do this!" And then they like pull out of them and run away and smash another child. And, the bigger the kid, the bigger the damage. But I'm not going to insult any kids' weights. But the one that was the craziest was there was like these two ladies. They're just kind of over here nibbling down on pizza and all this stuff, talking, playing on their phones, and their kids were just running wild. They're doing whatever they want. And so while we're all over here playing games and stuff and trying to be responsible, there's like a little wall, and through that wall there's like a couple of big windows so you can see through to that side, and that's where the individual birthday parties are taking place. So over there, Chucky's coming out, he's dancing like with these kids, and like the parents are all there like taking videos and cutting cake and doing all the stuff they need to do to be ready for this party. Well, the two ladies from earlier with their kids, they were just kind of running around doing whatever they want. They just leave this area and go over to the private party, and they're like pulling on Chucky and like grabbing him, and like one of them's like going through and like rifling through the presents on the table for the other kid. And then like those parents are like looking around like, who are these deviants? Where are their parents? And I'm just like, oh my God. And so like my kid's just like looking through the pass through like a normal civilized baby, like watching the giant rat. And it was just, I don't know, man. Do you see stuff like that where like other people are just parenting and you're just kind of like, I don't know how long it takes you to get to that point where you're just like, They're good. I'm not there yet.
I'm not either. No, I've definitely there's this place, a buddy of ours had like their kid's birthday party at this indoor playground thing, you know?
Yeah.
And like you know, Kieran and them and their child wonderful. Our kid playing normal. Some of these kids are savages.
Savages. That's the perfect word.
I mean, like they're these big slides and it's like a ball pit and they're these bigger balls that you can kind of like bounce around, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, these kids come in on the slide, and this kid's just pegging people in the face with the ball as they come in on the slide. And
Dodgeball.
I'm just looking like, going on with these kids? Kids just like jumping on top of each other. I'm just like, yeah, helicopter parent with my kid. I'm like,
Yep.
okay, where's she at? What's she doing? Constantly keep an eye on her. If she moves 8 foot, I'm going 8 foot with her.
Yeah, that's what we were doing.
Because, and yeah, bigger kid. You know, the bigger the kid, the bigger the damage. You know what I mean? Like,
So-
and there were some kids that, I mean, it was just, and the parents are just sitting all the way on the other side of the building, just like, you know, legs crossed, just chatting, and little
right.
mini Tarzan over there jumping off something, just
Going
attacking
crazy.
kids. You know?
That's hilarious. I got to write this down. I'm going to write down on my tablet right now. So whenever we start to get some merch, I think the first shirt that we should have printed, the bigger the kid, the bigger the damage.
Yeah, that'll be a good one.
The bigger the damage. And then just like a kid with like holding an ice cream sandwich with like ice cream dripping down, you know? Excellent. So I got to mention too, I know we talked about this the other day, man. Haircut, looking fresh, dude. Looking 10 years younger.
Yeah. 10 years younger. I feel 10 years older, dude.
Do you? That'll do it, man. Every week, right?
Yeah, well, we try to do once a week.
I mean,
My barber's real good about I thought you were talking about haircuts. I was like, yeah, my barber's real good about the same day I'm thinking about getting a haircut, he'll text me. He's like, you know, what is it? What does he say? You looking like a mountain man yet?
Mountain man.
I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yep.
One of the funniest things I think that happened with you and I recently, just in conversation about haircuts and grooming, was I said something to you. Oh, when we all found out that Lionel Messi was coming to the United States and coming to MLS, and I was like, I've always liked Messi because he's really, you know, obviously one of the best soccer players in the world. But I was like, I think I like him so much because he looks just like my best homie Josh. And then you pulled him up and you were like, he looks like he makes the kind of money that can get you a haircut every day. I was like, that's a really good expression. He's got everyday haircut money. Oh, it absolutely is true.
I mean, I bet you he gets his picture taken every day. And I bet you if you found just a collage of like Monday through Sunday pictures of him out in the wild, his hair would look like he just came out the barber shop.
Yeah, it'd have to.
Monday through Sunday.
Yep.
It's been 2 days for me, and I can already tell a massive difference. This man's hair looks the same.
Yep.
24/7, 365. That's everyday haircut money.
Yep, everyday haircut money. Another t-shirt idea right there. You know, I don't know. I've been lucky in a way and then unlucky in a way. Like, I don't grow hair fast at all anywhere. Like, I mean, I don't grow facial hair at all. And then, like, head hair. Like, I haven't had a haircut in probably 9 weeks. And, like, I know some people would be starting to get, like, a little mullet or, like, a little tail back here. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, like, from the neck down, I'm like a baby seal. So, that's been a pleasure.
So we don't need a Manscaped sponsorship.
I don't.
Useless for you.
Yeah, for me, it's not going to do me much good. Oh man, maybe like there's a deodorizer though, right? So whenever I'm getting a little swampy, I guess it'd be good for that. Ooh. So that's funny. So I saw something the other day. Actually, I'm not going to bring that up on here. That's disgusting. I'll share that with you.
Oh, it's too late now.
It is, isn't it?
Yes.
So you're talking about like being like a seal, or I guess this one guy, he said that his ass was so hairy that whenever he has diarrhea, it's filtered water comes out. Told you we should have just left that one alone.
No, I'm happy you said it.
Dude, did I tell you about over in Korea they're starting a TV show called Zombieverse?
You've mentioned it, but I've seen like little bits of it, but I don't fully think I understand
Did you watch?
exactly what's going on.
Yeah. Did you watch Squid Game?
No,
No. Gotta watch it, man.
uh,
So good.
I'm the only person in America who has not seen it. I'm sure.
That's probably 100% an accurate fact. It's crazy. I don't know. I mean, their level of creativity over there in South Korea it's phenomenal. Like, there's been like so many things that have come out where I'm like, this is really good. Conceptually, this is probably an idea that existed somewhere, but they've been able to make like such modifications and make it so unique that it like feels like such an original and fresh, cool idea. And a lot of those things have been really neat. And they did something that I've always been really interested in, like seeing, because we always make the joke, right? Like a zombie apocalypse would probably actually be kind of fun, right? For a little while until you like ran out of fresh water and
Or you get hungry.
yeah, you get hungry and you don't want to eat your friend because then they're gonna think you're a zombie and then they're gonna turn on you. It's gonna be a whole thing. No.
Yeah.
So what they're
People
doing?
frown down on cannibalism.
Yeah,
It's a
well,
thing.
when society goes out the window, meat's meat. No, that's. Do not quote me on that, internet.
That's gonna be clipped out of context.
He's a cannibal. Meat is meat. So, but no. So Zombieverse is they're gonna. It's like a reality TV show, and they're gonna take people and simulate a real zombie apocalypse, and they have to survive in it. So, what that's gonna mean as far as like rationing food, rationing drinks, having actual like human-like beings attacking you, I think it's gonna be pretty sweet. But I don't know. I've always been worried about like if it's a language that I don't know, like if I'm gonna not be able to be as interested because of like having to do like subtitles or just not knowing what they're talking about. But like I said, Squid Game was just so good, and I didn't like you could since it was on Netflix, you could watch it in English with English subtitles, or you could watch it in Korean with English subtitles. I did Korean with English subtitles because it just felt better, and like the voices just they were the characters, so they fit. They get different actors in to do the voices for the American voices, and I don't know, it felt a little racist, honestly, like the accents that they were putting on there to like try and fit the character. So actually, yeah, if you get time and you just want to watch the show, watch the first episode, and then you'll probably want to watch the whole series, but then go back and watch that first episode again with the English audio dub, and then just be like, come on, guys.
All right, that might happen today. Might have to
pretty
do that today. I'm curious now. I'm not so curious about the show or its plot. I just want to see how racist these subtitle people are.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it was pretty funny. And yeah, it's a dangerous game to play. It's I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't. They'd be like, "Hey, we want you to come do these. How much you can pay me?" Oh, yeah. Oh, no. So, and then I think the next thing we talked about, I'm going to see a movie today. Have we decided what our thoughts are on? You saw it already. We gonna steer clear of that for today and jump into it another day, or any?
No, let's get into it. Well, get into it as much as we can without you seeing it.
Well, actually, that's a good point. Maybe we should save it because I don't want any spoilers. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll let you see it first.
And then
so
I'm
next week.
I'm gonna see if anything happens when I go. So, we're gonna be going to a Regal though.
Wink, wink.
So I don't know. My
I hear
understanding.
the issues at AMC.
That's what I've heard as well. So
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. So Zombieverse.
But super good movie though, man. I
Yeah.
think you'll. I mean, obviously, like
I got the shirt on today. So
I like it.
I saw Ashton Kutcher actually get up there and talk a little bit about the Red X.
Really?
Yeah. So if you have a moment, you should Google that. Check it out. Ashton Kutcher speaking to some politicians and stuff like that. But
Oh, Ashton.
so what else has been new in your house, man? Anything crazy coming up?
Wouldn't say too crazy. No. Just every day with a toddler, so it's a madhouse most days.
We were saying that the other day. I got some elderberry syrup for toddlers. I got some for adults and I got some for toddlers. So there's another thing that I bought on Prime Day. So I bought a 2-pack of the adult one so that I could have one, the wife could have one. It's supposed to help with like immunity and that sort of stuff. It's just syrup from the elderberry plant. And then I got one that was it's specified for toddlers. So obviously like the adult one, you can have 15 to 30 drops. And then the toddler one, it says ages, age to 1, it's like 3 drops, 1 to 2, 6 drops, 2 to 3, 9 drops. So with my little dude not quite being 2 yet, I've been giving him 5 drops, which of course is hard to be like, hey, open your mouth, say ah, and then count, 1,
Hmm.
2, 3. So I'm just kind of like, 1, 2, 3, So we got into the question, and you may know the answer, and if you don't, maybe somebody watching does. But like, what is a toddler? Is it like the day they turn 1 until the day they're this age old, or what?
Damn, that's a good question. I've had this question myself, and I don't think I ever had it quite answered. I want to say it's between like 1 and 5.
Let's Google it.
I mean, that would make sense for me, right? To me,
I I guess, but like also to me, like saying a 4-year-old is a toddler sounds
I
doesn't
think
doesn't sound right. Like I want to call them a kid at that point.
I bet if you Google it, it's probably 2 to 3.
It just says a young child who is just beginning to walk. But then this says, what is the ages of a toddler is the second question. According to the CDC, one of our favorite organizations, mind you, kids between the ages of 1 and 3 are considered toddlers. If your baby has celebrated their first birthday, they've automatically been promoted to toddlerhood. So,
Well, that shit's correct because the CDC is never wrong.
no, never. That was what I was saying. That's why they're one of our favorite organizations. Such a
Hmm.
level of accuracy in the statements that come from that organization.
It is.
Um, so
I've never read anything that they've ever released and been like, man, they should have done more research.
yeah, that doesn't. That, yeah, me neither. It's like you read it and you're like, that's right. That's good. So
100%. They're about as correct as Wikipedia.
yeah, yeah.
We all know Wikipedia is
We love
the
Wikipedia,
number
too.
one place for information.
Goated. That's where I go for facts. So it's funny as we said because like I'm also like let's just get the first response on Google. But no, here it says toddler 1 to 3, preschool or 3 to 5. So I guess that's the new title for 3 to 5. I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of with you. I think 1, 2, 3. I think that 4 would probably be where I'm like I don't know. I'm gonna start calling them like a child, a kid.
Yeah.
But
Ooh, random thing I have not talked to you about.
oh,
What are your thoughts on Musk versus Zuckerberg?
oh my gosh. No, we haven't talked about that, which is really funny because you and I both are into, a level of fitness. You're really into fighting. I have an appreciation for the sport. And yeah, we haven't talked about that at all.
Dude, I'm gonna go ahead and just put it out here, man.
I already know what you're going to say, and it's not what we
Old
want to say.
Zuckerberg's gonna
Yep,
win.
exactly. And I don't want that to be the case because I have a little preferential treatment for the other candidate. Just because of the ways their brains operate. They're both really intelligent individuals, obviously, but some of the stuff I think makes a little more sense when I hear it from Elon. And then like knowing like where he came from and like his level of experiencing different hardships and stuff. I don't know. I kind of lean towards him, and like you would think that would drive him to be a little scrappier and take it more serious to like work on his training and have something to prove. And I haven't seen anything from him. But
Well,
I've seen videos and pictures of Zuck looking beefy.
not just that. He's hanging out and training with, in my opinion, 2 out of the 3 greatest mixed martial artists of all time.
Adesanya,
The
right?
145-pound champ, Volkanovski, and the 185-pound champ, Adesanya.
Yep.
I
I
mean,
did. I saw that.
I want Musk to win. I like Elon. Always have. Everything that man says is either hilarious or right.
He's definitely funny.
But I mean, I've seen him put a little bit of footage out with doing like some jujitsu, and I'm like, oh, cool. So at least he's doing a little bit. But Zuck's competing in jujitsu competitions and then hanging out with the goats.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he chose his team, and he chose well. You know what I mean?
Has Elon set up with anybody yet?
Not that I've seen.
Who is Elon training with?
Look, the only way he redeems himself from this is if he like hangs out with John Jones.
Yeah.
But if he hangs out with John Jones, then there is a level of concern that things might take a turn for the worst.
So this just was about. Well, it looks like they've been talking about it for a little while, but
Mhm.
looks like Musk is leaning on GSP.
I think I have seen GSP talk about that a little bit. Okay, well,
It's kind of cool.
there's some hope there.
Yeah,
There's some
interesting.
hope there.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean-
I don't know how they look on a card, like side by side.
Oh,
But-
Elon's huge compared to Zuck.
Is he? Elon's a lot older
Yes.
too.
Yeah, he is. But I mean, like, I mean, power is power.
That's true.
So
It's funny that
Elon will have the power advantage, will have the size advantage. Now, granted, if this is going to be truly a UFC event, they're going to have to get sanctioned, probably in Nevada, I would assume. I mean, that's where 80% of UFC events occur, or Florida. Now, they're only getting sanctioned if they can get somewhere within the same range of weight.
right.
So I'm not sure the weight advantage would be there if they actually decide to act. If this really happens, they have to be in a weight class. I mean, nobody's going to sanction a 240-pound Elon with a 155-pound Zuck. You know what I mean?
It's just crazy that this is even a conversation we're having, and I love it.
I know.
I'm here for every second of it.
As soon as Dana White said he is 100% with this and he is pushing for it and it is real, I was like, yeah, I'm not into gimmick fights, but I'm super into this one.
Yeah, exactly. Especially after all that stuff with like the Paul brothers. I know you were into you appreciate Jake, right?
Yeah, I can appreciate what he's doing.
The other one, like that was all obviously so gimmicky. Like, isn't he doing like wrestling now?
Yeah, I think he's in the WWE now.
We got to get your buddy on the podcast to shed some light on his expertise on wrestling to give us some feedback on what that looks like and means.
I have not talked to him about it, but I would be really curious to know his thoughts on how he's doing. Like, is as a lifetime fan of wrestling, is what Logan Paul doing like cool? You know what I mean? Like, for a wrestling fan? I mean, as a mixed martial arts and boxing fan, what he did with Floyd Mayweather was just not, it was stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, he walked in there probably at 200 pounds
Yeah.
with like 8 inches on Floyd and still got his ass whooped.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not saying, I mean, anybody walks in with Floyd, well, 50-0 says 50 men have walked into that ring and got their ass whooped.
That is just an insane.
Nobody's beat him.
Yeah, that's a lot of people.
But speaking of gimmick fights in general and Floyd,
Yeah.
that man is out here living the retired fighter dream.
Oh yeah, I imagine.
He's going country to country,
Yeah.
doing exhibition fights for millions of dollars, where he just fights people who have no business being in the ring with him, like a 115-pound, like what is it, Japanese kickboxer who's really good in kickboxing,
And just,
not a boxer.
Yeah. So is it like the other, like the thing with Logan? You say he's just going around whooping ass all over the world and collecting checks?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That
it's
is
all
satisfying.
exhibition.
Yeah.
Nothing counts on his record. So if on the off chance he was to lose,
Yeah, he maintains that 50-0.
50-0.
Nice.
Yeah,
That is
it's
the way
crazy,
to do
man.
it. That is the way to do it for sure.
Yeah, I mean, his last professional fight I think was against Connor.
Really?
And yeah, I mean, Connor 100% lost, TKO, but Connor caught him a few times with some good shots.
Yeah.
He got that 50-0, and
Rolled out.
especially getting older, you get caught with one of those shots, you're probably like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that shit anymore. But I do want to collect a bunch of checks. So let me go pick on people who have literally no reason to be in there with me
Love it.
and get some money. Like he fought John Gotti's relative the other day.
Yeah.
The size difference was there too. Like why is he in? What's happening?
That's crazy. Because he's not a big guy either.
Floyd?
Yeah.
No, he's pretty small.
Yeah. That is crazy. Oh, man. I guess, kind of like that lady on the plane was saying, whoa, what happened?
We have lost visual.
Oh, no. Ramble for a moment. Let's see what's going on here. I'm going to pause the recording. Sorry for the brief little glitch there. Seem to have gotten it.
Technology
Yeah, I know it.
cannot be trusted.
And seemingly I'm pretty good with technology, but I must have overlooked something. So
Yeah.
I was going to say, though, if he's just going out there just crushing all these people regardless of the fact that they're bigger than him or, obviously, kind of like that lady was screaming on that plane you wanted to talk to me about, he's not human.
It's the return of the lizard people.
What was, I got a brief glimpse when you sent it, but I didn't know what all went down on that.
Honestly, I'm kind of confused by it all, especially being that, all right, so this lady freaks out on a plane.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure everyone's seen this video at this point. And she's screaming, he's not human, he's not human. She wanted she wanted to get the F off the plane and everything else. I don't know why I just like censored myself like I haven't cussed on this podcast
the
numerous times, but
don't worry, I put the explicit tag on, so we shouldn't get in trouble anywhere.
okay. So, but yeah, now here's the confusing part. I guess it's not confusing. It's just like it really waters down the situation. Is that as soon as that video went viral, every person on TikTok was like, "Yeah, it was me on the plane.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
it was me." I'm
always.
like, and like my stepmom was like, "Y'all should really research and find out who the guy in the hoodie was." I'm like, it's almost impossible to do that because of the fact that I scrolled through 100 TikTok videos. People were like, "It was me on the plane.
You know,
It was
though,
me."
wait, so they're making videos and they're saying their account of what happened?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say, for a while that was kind of like a meme. Like it would be like, man fell off of a tractor and was impaled by a trombone. And then somebody in the comments will be like, it's true. I was the trombone. So, like,
Yeah.
there's a period where that was a thing. I didn't know if that's what you meant. So it was like actual videos.
Oh, people are making videos of their accounts of, yes, it was me in the hoodie. I did this and this and this, and I'm like, the first one I saw, it's like this dude who like explains Freemasonry to everybody on TikTok, and he's like covered in tattoos and everything else, and he starts talking about it, but he was so like just like his face was like he was so serious about it, and I was like, huh. But then I scroll the next one and somebody else is like, yes, it was me on the plane. And I'm like, all right, y'all are ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like, you almost got me.
Hey, man, you got to do what you got to do for the almighty click, I guess. But
Yeah, I thought about doing one.
we
It was me and CJ. It was us.
should just like have that filter where it like blurs out your face and put a little voice changer on and be like, yeah, I was on the airplane that day. And it's like one of those things. But, and then, yeah.
I was just gonna
millions of
do.
views.
I was gonna do it was me and you on the plane. We were sitting on either side of her. It was a 3-row section on the plane, and she was in the middle. And you and I both had hoods on. We were leaving Vegas, so we obviously had a long weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure we didn't look human, but we kept trying to push Dadonomics on her.
Exactly.
And
That's what I was just thinking. Yeah, you again censor your face, put the voice filter on, you'd be like, so I was on this plane minding my own business, listening to the Dadonomics podcast, and all of a sudden, and that's our shameless plug, and then millions of clicks, and then here we go. We have a Manscaped sponsorship. Reptile
you know what?
edition.
If that video continues to pop up on my feed on TikTok, consider it done. I'm going to do it.
I love it. That's funny.
It will be me.
But there's been a lot of weird stuff like that lately, right? Like
A ton of
lizard
weird
people,
stuff.
aliens. Was that plane
Dude,
from
yeah.
Vegas? Because I know you were talking. What?
I honestly don't know where that plane was leaving
Oh,
from.
okay.
I have no clue. But that does transfer right over to the whole. What the hell crashed in dude's backyard in Vegas, man?
Yeah.
I know it happened. It happened a few weeks ago, but like, my wife showed me the video, and then of course, I went down a rabbit hole. Ended up finding like the local news station, and they had the 911 call, and then the police body cam footage, and the cops, of course, they cut the body cam footage conveniently when they walked into the garage
Yeah.
to go in the backyard, and they said because it was a private residence home. Nah, man, you're hiding the aliens.
Hiding the aliens.
We know what's up.
Man. Yeah, that's the thing that bums me out, though. It's like every time that there's these videos of like some sort of unmanned aerial craft or UAP or what do they call them now? Is it UAPs?
think they're
Unidentified
UAPs.
Aerial Phenomenon. And I guess they changed it again. Like now it's UAO, so it's it's something else, but it's not aerial anymore. So it's U something P. So it's still unidentified. It's something, and then it's phenomenon, and then because the reason it can't be the A for aerial anymore is because now they're in the ocean as well. So it's like there's just aliens
yeah, makes
everywhere.
sense.
Like they're burrowed in
Makes
the
sense.
ground, they're in the trees, they're flying in the sky, they're everywhere. So I guess they changed the acronym for that. And then, but like, regardless, like there's a reason to change all these acronyms. They're seeing them everywhere. They're seeing them in all different shapes, sizes, medias that they're traveling in. Everybody's got a freaking iPhone or a Samsung G22 457 in their pocket. Why the fuck have we not gotten a good video yet?
Dude, I'm telling you, that's my thought every time. Like, I'm watching this thing in Vegas, and the guy's like, "They're 8 foot tall, shiny eyes," on the phone with the police. And he's like, I know I sound fucking crazy, but they're there. There's two of them. And I'm like, you're on the fucking phone, dude. Record it.
Right, exactly.
It's
Like
clear you're
you,
talking on your phone.
you've got
Why
better
aren't you
proof if
fucking
you
filming
take the
it?
video of it. Yeah, exactly. And then you know what else is you got into my head when you were telling me a little bit about it earlier this week. And so we were having these crazy heat lightning storms here in Tennessee, and I had taken I took my garbage can down to the street, and I guess a couple hours had passed, and I forgot whether or not I'd taken my garbage can on the street. So I got on my phone, I opened up my Ring app, and I looked at the camera that's looking over my driveway to see if I'd put the can down. Because, 2023, my fat lazy ass couldn't get up and look out the front door. But so I see the can down there, but then like in the side, I see this like flashing. And I was like, oh, it's time, baby. I got the UFO footage. And so I go out and I have my phone ready. I'm going to record, and it was heat lighting. So that was what the big flashes were in the sky. So I did get a couple cool videos. But all that to say, like, even on my Ring camera, there was enough of there was enough of a resolution to where I would be able to be like, hey, if an alien did fly by here, oh my gosh. Sorry.
Resolution
again.
for phones.
Yep. Sorry, we had a little bit of a pause there again. My camera's acting a little funny. I'll try and get that fixed before the next podcast. I appreciate you guys being patient with that. But yeah, so even on the Ring, there's enough of a resolution to be able to like catch a video and then be like, hey, I can now put this on the internet. I can show everybody this video and have like some level of definitive proof that there's, I mean, I don't doubt that there's anything out there. I mean, we know how big we do not know. We have a good understanding about how big the galaxy, well, how big the universe is. Like there's something else out there. But like the fact that, yeah, even with all the technology, we have not been able to catch something that we can put this on TikTok and be like, hey, here's a good video. So,
well, apparently Logan Paul bought a video of supposed to be the best video proving that aliens are real. And he paid like, I think it was like 250,000. Don't quote me on that. It could have been more.
yeah,
But
that doesn't sound that expensive.
honestly, it really doesn't. Not well, I mean, for us, that's expensive as hell. For a Logan Paul.
But for
that's
something that you could put on the internet and like literally break it and get all
Exactly.
the viewership, yeah.
So that's yeah, you get another thing that's like his whole life is clicks.
Yeah.
So to me, why the hell wouldn't he just release it if he has it, if it's true? Because I mean, that's just an investment then, right?
I mean, he might as well ride the hype train of just owning it. Like if everybody's already showing him enough interest just based on the sole fact that he, has it, then
Yeah.
dang. I mean, why don't release it until that hype fades and then everybody's like, oh, he was just doing that for publicity. Then he releases it and boom, blows up again. So
Maybe he's just waiting for his wrestling career to be over, so he can just find the next thing.
we'll have to ask your buddy again if what the timeline is on that. Maybe it's not that far away.
Yeah. I mean, there has to be videos somewhere, right?
There has to be.
There has to be.
Like I said, as accessible as cameras are. Because now, my kid will be doing something silly. And in the past, you'd have to get out your phone, unlock it, and switch it to camera mode, and then turn it. And then by the time you do it, he's done doing whatever it was that was silly and fun. But now, I mean, I pull my phone out of my pocket, hit the camera button. I'm on the camera. I'm recording. You can even hold the photo button now, so it starts recording automatically. I don't know if you knew that because with your new phone. Yeah, so I mean, you can be like literally zoom, zoom, boom, recording, and then like the fact that somebody sees something insane falling out of the sky, your response isn't to be like, oh my gosh, nobody's gonna believe me if I don't do this. I need to capture this real quick. I don't know. Maybe
Now,
it's different generation.
there is Ring camera footage apparently of it coming like down.
Yeah.
Like of it going through the sky. There is Ring camera footage of that. I've seen that. Now, granted, how definitive that is, I don't know. But
Yeah.
if they were really 8 foot, 10 foot tall, you could have definitely caught that on camera from your house. I mean, from the inside. I was going to say from the comfort or safety of your house, but if they're really 8 foot, 10 foot tall, I don't know how safe you are inside your house either. But
it's the same thing with like the Giant of Kandahar. Like, why don't we have video of that? That's such a cool story.
it is a cool story.
But as it stands, that's all it is. It's a story.
Just like lizard people at the Denver airport.
Yeah. And speaking of that and like stories and people like not believing things are real, everybody, there's been this large group of people for some amount of time saying birds aren't real. You remember that one, right?
Oh yeah, that dude was all over the news. He was my favorite part of the news.
Well, I've got pretty good reason to believe the birds are real now because the other day I was going to, what was I doing? Oh, I was off on, well, I wasn't off. I work from home on Fridays. So I go out onto my front patio first thing in the morning with a nice cup of coffee. And I'm like, I'm going to relax out here, enjoy my coffee before the day really gets started. And on my patio, there's a dead bird just chilling. Well, I mean, he wasn't chilling. He was deceased, but pretty
So you
indicative.
had a dead drone.
Yeah, I had a drone whose batteries died. But if it is not real and that's a drone, then that is some sweet technology because it was very light. Because all this to say, when I told my wife about it, I was like, hey, there's a dead bird on the patio. I want to wait for our kid to wake up because it was right outside of his window. I didn't want to be out there making noise, trying to clean it up or whatever. I was like, I'll wait for him to get up. I set an alarm on my phone to go back out there and pick up the dead bird. So anyway, a couple hours pass. I go out there and I go pick up the bird. And I have like a little spade. It's like this big, like a little craftsman like hand shovel. And I like slide it under him and I like, pick him up or whatever. And yeah, absolutely no weight. So if that's a drone and it's capturing all of the biometric data that the government's using to track us and be Big Brother, then that's pretty sweet. And I want one and I want to fly one because, I mean, you can take that thing anywhere. It's so light. But so,
Well, maybe, just maybe, you actually found a bird, but the one that was sitting on top of your house hanging out was the drone. I can't imagine every bird is a drone, right? It's just got to be some of them.
it's got to be, yeah, because if every bird was a drone, that's a lot of fiscal responsibility encapsulated in those birds. So I scoop up the bird, right? I go to my backyard. I'm walking. It's like I ask my wife, I'm like, what do I want to do with this bird? Do I just want to bury it? Do I want to do like a Viking funeral? Like, what do you do with a dead bird? So I built a wooden ship and I sent it into sea. Now, I just walked it in the backyard and then, I mean, you've been to my house before. My backyard is only 15, 20 feet deep. So I got kind of in the middle of the yard, where the fire pit is. And then I was standing on it and I like said something to the sky, like, bird, and I don't remember exactly what I said. So I took the I like turned back and he's in the shovel here and I'm just like fly and I like yeet him to like get him to fly over the fence. And then I
You
forget
gave him one last flight.
yeah, but then I forget he's a bird, so he weighs nothing, so he didn't fly anywhere. He just flops into my yard, and he does not clear the fence at all. And then so I'm just like, man, this like bird's like final like adventure is just like this disrespectful yeet onto the grass. And so I go back over there and I like pick him up, and then I like flick him over the fence, and I'm just like trying to like gently nudge him over, and it just felt so disrespectful. But all that to say, as dads, we're always the ones that are having to clean up that kind of stuff. If there's a spider, I'm being called in. Hey, there's a spider. Okay, what do you want me to do about it? Get rid of it. Okay, give me a tissue. I'm gonna kill it. No, don't kill it. Just get rid of it. Oh, okay. So
Well, I'm not gonna pick it up.
yeah. So I'm like
Hang out with it.
I'm getting like a cup, and trying to take it outside, and then like taking a picture to be like, is this a brown recluse? Am I gonna die? And so there's like all that goes along with it. So the dead bird was a new one for me. Have you had to get any like weird stuff cleaned up as a dad, or that the wife doesn't want to do?
What I will tell you about, as far as weird stuff I had to clean up, yeah, I mean, we've had lizards run in the house because my dog decides that he wants to take too long to come in and out. I'm gonna tell you, it's a German Shepherd. This dog is, he is not elite. But so lizards will come running in, and I've had to get lizards out the fireplace. Of course, Sawyer and Lauren both freaking out, and I'm like, it's not an alligator, it's just a lizard. But all that being said, there was one day, like, it was real early into us owning this house, and I go out in the front. We didn't have a fence yet, so I was walking my dogs. Me and Galil are walking out around the front, around the side of the house. I'm on my phone. I'm not paying attention to anything. He just abruptly stops. And I'm like, what the hell are we doing here, dude? You pooping? I don't know what's going on, you know? I look down. Hell no, man. A giant snake sitting right in front of him.
Oh, snap.
like, and it was it a copperhead? I believe it's what it was.
Really?
Definitely had the diamond head and all. Because I'm sitting there, I'm like taking a picture of it, sending it to like my brother-in-law,
National
like,
Geographic. Oh,
what the hell is this thing? Yeah, I'm Googling it, you know? I'm like, what is this thing? And so we go back inside, and I'm like, all right, it'll slither away eventually, right?
yeah.
Hell no.
No?
My
Just hung
yard
out?
was his house now.
Nice.
So like the next day, one of my neighbors is walking, and she comes and knocks on the door, and she's like, you know, there's a giant copperhead in your yard. And I'm like, he's still there? I go out and look. He hadn't even moved, dude. He's just hanging out. Like that's his yard now. I'm like, dude, he was there forever. Like for days. We would look out our bedroom window, and he was big enough to be able to see him through the out the window,
That's crazy.
just like slithering in the grass. Snakes are apparently really bad in this neighborhood. I guess because it's like a golf course area and there's water, you know,
Yeah.
so we get water moccasins real bad and all kinds of stuff. Um,
Oh, jeez.
you'll occasionally hear shotguns going.
All right. So again, my apologies. Continuing to have some issues here with the camera. Josh, didn't mean to cut you off on your snake story.
It's okay. Moral of the story is, I hate snakes.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
That's really where that was going. Snakes and spiders are two things I don't trust.
Yeah, spiders I don't mind. I think because like I don't know. Obviously, there's like a black widow or like a brown recluse or something. Like I'm not, but like I think I'd be okay with like a tarantula, if, like just kind of like walking on my hand and stuff. Big spiders. I think they're kind of cool, especially when they have like all those eyes and stuff. But like, there's no snake that I have any interest like hanging out with or holding. Like people will be like, "Oh, his name's Barry," and I'll be like, "I don't care." So. But so yeah, I did. The last thing that I did want to get into, because we kind of have a couple of different topics and like ways we focus on like how we parent and how we do dad stuff. And you and I both have some pretty strong opinions on like protecting kids, regardless of if they're our own, each other's, or even just as strangers. So there have been a couple things here in like Middle Tennessee area that have gotten like kind of close to home that have been uncomfortable. We had the Covenant shooting not long ago. That was actually our son's first day of daycare when that happened. So that was another story. And I can get into like kind of, I would love for my wife to get on the podcast with me one day and kind of explain how those emotions rung through for her. And then, explain how they were for me. Cause that was just, yeah, like I said, so close. It was 20 minutes from our house, our kid's first day in daycare. And just like for that to happen, it's nuts. But as I've been, getting more into like watching soccer and stuff, and I live, a little bit north of Nashville. There's a city a little bit south of Nashville called Franklin, and it's maybe, I don't know, 20, 25 minutes south of Nashville. But God, it just pisses me off. So on Tuesday, there was an individual who was a soccer coach for a popular Tennessee, like Middle Tennessee area, and he left his phone at this restaurant. And so the staff got the phone, and then they were like, I guess he didn't even put a password on it or anything, because they were able to open it up and they were looking through and they were trying to get information on whose phone it was, and look through the pictures and stuff and see if they could see anybody that they thought looked familiar, if they were a regular, so they could make a determination on if he came in again to be like, hey, or if he did come in and say, hey, did you guys see my phone? There's, and they could be like, oh yeah, there's pictures of it of you. Here's your phone. Well, when they went through the phone, they found dozens of videos and pictures of children. So they started calling the police. And I guess this guy, I'm not going to say his name because, again, innocent until proven guilty. So this is all alleged, but when there's video proof, it's hard to be alleged. In these videos, this 63-year-old man recorded himself raping unconscious boys between the ages of 9 and 17 years old. So the kids that are playing on his team, he's supposed to be a mentor to these kids, teaching them the beautiful game, a male figure that they're supposed to be able to look up to. And so far, the rapes of at least 10 children were found on the phone, and detectives were able to identify 3 of the victims. 5 more that they don't know have also come forward. So They've got proof of 10. You've got 5 people that have come forward and say, hey, this happened to me too. Just those videos aren't on that device. And man, there's levels of frustration that I experience with like just normal people living their lives, getting in my way, being annoying, being crybabies, being upset about left and right, up and down, whatever you're mad about. There's never a reason for this sort of behavior. It's disgusting. And I've been just, the fact that it's so close to home. And like I say it to Amy all the time, I'm like, man, I can't wait until our kid's old enough to like maybe play soccer or, you know, maybe play hockey or do something like that. Now you have to worry about crap like this. And it just, dude, it makes me mad. I don't have a word that encapsulates how furious this has made me this week.
There's like, you know, it's hard to tell if it's like happening more now than it ever has. It's like it's hard to tell that, obviously. I mean, I'm sure this has occurred. Well, it's a fact that this has occurred throughout all of humanity.
Yep.
But the fact that information is so much more readily available these days, you hear about it so much more now.
Yeah.
And it's like I can't open the news without being fucking infuriated about something.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't understand how people I just don't. I don't understand how someone's mind works if they're telling themselves that that's okay every day that they're doing that.
Right.
And if it's already been 15 total cases that the police are aware of.
Mm-hmm.
And he's 63. He's probably been coaching for 20 plus years.
God. Yeah, no, you're right.
How many other kids suffered that?
I also don't understand. I mean, like I said, you're a coach. You're spending all of this time with these kids. Like you're getting to be in these intimate positions with these kids because you've already spent so much time with them. How do you like spend that much time with a kid, mold them, shape them, teach them, train them, do all these things, and then decide to hurt them in that way? That just, I do not understand. Not that it's any better to do it to somebody that you haven't experienced any relationship with. I don't get how you do it, period. But like, I don't know. I feel like you've formed a relationship that is trusting in both parties, and then you decimate that and you ruin potentially that kid's life. Yeah. It's
a
selfish.
Coach is such an important part of a young person's life. I mean, shit, people play a sport since they could walk, and hell, I mean, like, their coach might be the most influential person of their life. Mm-hmm. I mean, I have friends that played sports back in middle school and high school, and they'll still talk about how important their coach was to them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even today, they still keep in contact with them. So, I mean, like, how could you break that trust like that? I mean, you choose that job because you care for these kids and you want to mold them and show them a passion for a game and discipline, and then you go and you just destroy someone's life. I don't understand it.
Yeah, me neither. Well, it looks like we're doing like we did last week, where we end everything on a dark note. Last time we were talking about casualty triaging, and as we wrapped it up. But I mean, it's important. It's something that both you and I are passionate about. So I know that it's important for you and me both to use this as a forum to talk about these kind of things and hopefully find ways to minimize it. So we're on the YouTube now. We're on Spotify, and you can find us on Instagram as well. And looking forward to the feedback on this. And like we asked last week, if there's anything you guys would be interested in hearing our feedback on, please let us know. Josh, what else you got?
Well, I'm gonna do the same thing that every YouTuber does. Please like and subscribe.
That's right. I always do forget to say that, but yes, it is. It's important. It helps us a ton. It's going to be what motivates us to keep going and keep doing it. So, Alrighty, man. Well, until the next one.
Well, that was episode 2. Appreciate everybody. Thank you for coming. Thank you for listening. /watching, or however you're ingesting this information.
Ingestion. All right. See you, buddy.